Hey guys, what's up? We're back.
Honestly.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
How's it going?
I'm
Welcome
Levi.
back to the Bored Nerds movie review. We are on our final
Tomb Raider!
in the Tomb Raider series.
So far.
So far.
Yeah.
Nope, stay.
Sure.
Shut up.
All right. So, do we want to do a little rundown of this movie? Sydney, I figure you probably know this movie better than anyone.
Hopefully.
Considering you played the game.
Can I read the back of the movie first?
Yeah.
Sure.
Where's that at?
Oh, look at us. Once again, we did it again.
Hey everybody. So, how's it going? We watched a movie and we found it.
Okay.
Just like the last one.
Lara Croft, the fiercely independent daughter of a missing adventurer, is driven to solve the puzzle of her father's mysterious death on her own. Armed with only her sharp mind, blind faith, and inherently stubborn spirit, Lara must learn to push herself beyond her limits as she braves the perilous journey into unknown land, and ultimately earns the name Tomb Raider.
I'm gonna go ahead and dispute that immediately. She was not armed with only her wits. She had an axe thing.
She did.
She also had
She
a
had
bow.
a pickaxe and a bow. Yeah, heavy
And a
emphasis on the bow.
those-
And a
those
rock.
came
later.
Tomb later. All right.
Okay, so let's get started.
There's your plot.
There's your plot.
That is
right?
not even a good description.
That's a general overview of like.
Yeah, but
It's
Yeah,
like
Dad
this
goes-
is
Yeah,
It's kinda
it's saying
cliche.
backstory.
a lot of the story is similar to the first movie.
Yeah.
Because Dad's missing, or Dad, or whatever.
Dad.
Yeah,
Dad.
may or may not have existed in
Yeah.
the first place. Yeah.
Less magic in this movie, I would say.
Yeah.
Well, yet more trying to explain the magic
Yeah.
via science. Yeah.
Well, this one was just it's super plague.
No,
Yeah.
fuck this movie because it didn't go by the games,
Damn.
but I still liked
How
it.
did the first two go by the games?
Huh?
How did the first two go by the games?
Did they go by the old games?
I mean,
yeah.
I
would
never
like
saw-
to
I never
see
No,
once-
that.
the
There's
first
no
ones
way.
didn't go by the games.
Yeah, Tomb Raider.
No way.
So
I was about to say.
This one went by the first remake of the game that came out in like, was it 2013, 2014?
Yeah.
All right, right.
But it just,
What was it? Temple of Light.
It loosely,
No,
baby.
Was that the one?
It was just too
No,
much.
that was,
Okay.
But
Sorry.
it just barely like
that was the second one movie.
what barely touched on some parts of the game,
Yeah.
and then just like the most like I guess significant parts, but some of them that didn't use and it made me mad.
Well, that's any, translation of a thing.
Assassin's
No,
Creed.
Yeah.
because it's
Have you seen Assassin's Creed?
Oh,
No.
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 Not at all.
No, don't.
I haven't played any of them except for Origins either.
Right, it doesn't matter. This one's during the Spanish Inquisition for some reason.
and you'll piss
'Cause I
yourself
never
off
expected
if you play them because
We
the
didn't.
story
I didn't
never.
expect it.
Ugh.
But they do that a lot. It's like
It's
as bad as
loosely.
it was,
Yeah.
Avatar: The Last Airbender live action. I was waiting for one line, right?
Yeah.
Just one line.
Yep.
And I was like, I got there and I'm like, oh, no one said anything in here in this scene.
Yeah. What was the
It was
line?
with Zuko and Aang. I'm
Oh,
sorry,
okay.
all
I
along.
thought you were. I thought you were waiting for a
Oh.
yip yip. I was waiting
Yeah,
for a
hold on,
fucking
can we
yip
just-
yip.
Yep.
I never
Agree?
heard a single fucking yip yip, and I'm pretty pissed off about it,
Can we
honestly.
just
Wait, we're
agree to
talking about
say-
But
Tomb
we're not
Raider.
talking about Tomb Raider. We're not talking about Avatar. We're talking about Tomb Raider.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
it's Aang. All right, back to Tomb Raider.
So
It's
so
Lara.
a little. They do a fox chase through London, right?
Yeah.
Trying to
Yeah.
get some money.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a really neat scene.
I like that
It
shade
is.
of paint.
It,
I like the shade of paint.
definitely set the pace for the movie. I feel like it was
Green.
pretty quick.
Because it shows that Laura doesn't want to have her father's inheritance.
Well, it
she
shows-
wants to be independent.
It shows that she has cardio. That's the big thing. That's
Well,
it.
it kind of.
It's cardio and stamina.
Star-
Very important.
I tell you what it does. It explains like how she can do these things instead of like the Angelina Jolie movies. Like, how is she such a badass? Like,
Right.
Yeah.
you don't know where it all. Yeah, she just kind of is. And this
How
one,
did
it's
she
like
become
she goes.
Angelina
Yeah,
Jolie?
Yeah.
she goes through fighting. She does cardio, things like that. So
Right,
it's
right,
like
right.
Yeah.
I can understand this.
Right.
I
but-
mean, this
Yeah.
movie is like a poor parallel to the new ones because she gets her ass whooped
Yeah.
immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately
first
in
scene.
the middle and then at the
But
end.
that's good because this shows that she's growing. Like, because
Right.
Angelina
She's-
Jolie.
She's
There's no-
becoming Angelina.
There's,
Yeah,
there's,
exactly.
there's no growth whatsoever in those first two movies for her
Uh-huh.
character.
Yeah, but
No.
there need
she
not
has
be.
her
She's
feet.
already there. Yeah,
She
exactly.
has a personality in this
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
Yeah.
agree.
So
Actual character
with
development.
power, you lose personality.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Right.
You become a husk.
So we still haven't.
That's
really,
why her stepmother was
we
such
still
a
haven't really explained all the plot.
Yeah.
Was that stepmom?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Was
yeah.
yeah, I never
cunt
heard
lady,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, cunt
Yeah.
lady. I
Just
never
general
heard
idea of plot is
I just like maybe like
sorry.
CEO. You know, like sorry. Yeah.
General
You know
idea of
what?
plot is
I
there's
want to take over this plot. I'm taking
Oh
over
shit!
this-
Oh shit!
Please.
Standing.
someone
Oh,
we
no.
got to get through the plot.
Gotta
We
get
don't
in
want
the
it to last
mic.
forever.
Okay, so the plot pretty much, Lara Croft's dad, Richard, is missing, and she has to sign like a, what are those papers called?
Affidavit.
I would say like an affidavit, but like
No, it's
no.
definitely
It's
not-
power of
it's
attorney.
definitely not
Power
an
of attorney.
affidavit.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what the
Well,
pistol.
There's
well,
inheritance.
She signed a death certificate
Yeah,
too.
she had to
Oh, yeah.
sign the death. Oh, sorry. She had to sign the death certificate and stuff to gain her dad, to close her dad's death, and gain his inheritance and run his business because apparently he has a really big business. And then she ends up finding out that he has a puzzle hidden away, and he has all this stuff that she never knew about because he was like a researcher and he did a bunch of explorations and stuff and uncovered bad people. So then she goes after and she finds someone to take her where supposedly her dad is, and she finds this whole like archaeological exploration project and finds out that her dad is alive and that they're going and that they're going to trying to discover a tomb which has magical powers or whatever.
Question:
Yes.
Do they raid said tomb?
Yes, they
Okay,
raid the
good.
tomb.
Tomb Raider.
And then they end up finding out that what's inside of the tomb is like the bubonic plague. And
On
the bad
steroids.
guys,
Yeah, super
the
steroids.
bad guys, which we find out is Trinity, they want to use it against the world. And so Laura, she goes and she
Wow.
fights some of the guys in there to keep the plague from spreading out to the world. The end.
Oh, hold on, you missed some stuff.
Yeah, but
Like
it's
her
just
dad
it's just a
dying?
loose loose plot. Spoiler.
What about the guy on the
Well,
boat?
it's a movie review.
Okay, so now I want to go over comparison.
Dude, first comparison. She did not have a love interest in this movie.
She kinda, sorta.
They had no love
That's the
interaction.
next movie.
They, I mean,
Lara Croft
She's gonna fuck the
confirmed
boat guy
bisexual.
Next movie.
She definitely had something for that first girl she was boxing in the beginning.
Oh, I was
that
gonna say the
ballsy.
skeleton in the tomb.
And the
Oh
skeleton.
yeah, I thought the
He's
skeleton
all
in the tomb,
skeletons.
but I completely forgot about the mad sexual tension in that boxing ring.
While she was eating the
Right?
apple.
Yeah, exactly. That
and
was
then,
she was just
and then she was into the guy with the boat. So confirmed bisexual. Anyway, continue.
Dang.
confirmed. By
Confirmed
Now-
skelisexual.
Compare it to the first game that came out in 2013-14.
Oh,
Yeah, let's
These
hear
are
it.
my grievances.
Let's
Okay.
hear it.
oh, cease
Already,
and
starting off with
desist.
the
My 80-something theses.
Okay. Firstly, in the game, there was an entire cruise ship. It was the Asian guy. It was Matthias.
Okay.
But he wasn't known as a bad guy yet.
Right.
There was an Asian girl, and which was like her best friend, and then there was
Captain.
the captain, obviously, and then there was a I forget what his name is, the black guy, but he's like her partner in the second game. But
The bigger
Is
guy?
it the guy? Is it
yeah,
the guy?
I love
oh,
him.
Oh, okay. No.
but none of them were in there except for the Asian guy.
Was the cruise ship supposed to be like the
They were relevant to the story.
right? But like the boatman's dad in this one,
No.
he had a boat. Was it that boat?
No.
No.
It's that was
I mean,
a
it
boat, a
wasn't
fishing
Durance,
boat.
but
This was
it-
like
it
a cruise
was-
ship.
Well, I didn't know if like
Okay, I meant the ship had a crew, not cruise
right,
ship.
right,
Oh.
right. But I mean like
I was
mean,
all like Carnival Cruises.
I was like, yeah,
the
let's
boat
get
guy
him
whose
cool.
dad got murdered. Was that guy
No,
the captain?
No,
guy-
this is a
no.
totally different guy.
Okay, so it's like different boat, different
Again,
thing.
this seems like it's loosely based on the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Like the
Okay.
original.
Or
movie.
inspired by.
Now
yeah.
in the game, on the island, there's a time like effect or whatever where people. Okay, so you know they said in the movie you can't escape the island.
Yeah.
In the game, nothing worked electronically or anything like that. And in the game, they showed like from way back, like with Russia and Germany and stuff. They had like what are they called? Gulags.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
camps
The
or
prisons
whatever.
are yeah.
Yeah, they had those there. and they had like the old workers because I guess like age and time didn't like
Yeah, yeah.
affect anybody, so those people were stuck there and they were still like getting.
Magic.
This was
There's some magic,
Bermuda
yeah.
Triangle,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay, that
Bermuda
makes sense.
Triangle.
That will sort of lose.
So they didn't touch on that. I thought that was a big part.
Sure.
Just sitting here petting the
Um,
fish.
Yeah, that would have been.
My very first and foremost grievance, they didn't use Angelina Jolie.
She's too. I'm not gonna
Cameo.
say it.
She could have been the bitch.
It could have been
No!
like could have
Yeah,
been
that
like
would've been
after
confusing.
credits, like
No, that
after
doesn't make
credits. You know,
I'm
Okay.
really confused.
She could have
Secondly,
worked at the pawn shop.
could have had
This is
Angelina
very
go buy the
minor.
pistols.
Yeah.
Just saying.
This is very minor, but she got actually stabbed by a metal rod that went all the way through in the game. This was just a little piece
okay.
of wood.
I was about to say.
Well, I mean, you can get stabbed a
He-
lot of ways in that
Richard-
game, though.
Richard Croft, he
Yeah.
was actually dead in the game.
Yeah, when I
Okay.
first saw this movie, I was like super confused by that. I was like, wait a second.
He's really
He's
dead.
not supposed to be alive.
And now, the main plot, which I was really, really mad about. So in the movie, they made, I guess she was like an empress. They made her, her magic thing or whatever was she was immune to the plague, but if she touched somebody, they'd catch it and they'd
Yeah.
die. Well, in the game, what it was this empress. She was like bloodthirsty, wanted to rule all forever, whatever. So she used black magic to reincarnate herself. Well, I shouldn't say reincarnate, but what she
Or
did,
black
she
magic.
transferred souls. Like she had like a whole bunch of handmaidens. They had to go through like what's it called with sorority girls? They had to do like
Hazing?
Like hazing?
Yes.
Yeah,
They
okay.
had to do stuff like that. So she had a whole bunch of group of girls, and like they went through tests and stuff like that, like hazing. And so eventually she would pick one that was most like her, that she liked, and she would train her all the ways of being the empress. And so she would perform black magic or whatever. And so they would actually switch bodies like Freaky Friday. And so she would be in the new girl's body, but everybody would think that it was just the new girl taking
So this
over.
is like Freaky Friday and Princess
Lara
Diaries.
Croft.
Right, and
Yeah.
it's
It's kind of funny because if you look at the hieroglyphics, it actually kind of like it
It's
kind of
so-
points to that because it's like two like two
And
people.
so I really wish that they would have used that instead of the plague thing, because I thought that was really cool, especially like I mentioned earlier, one of the ship's crewmates was the Asian girl. In the game, they wanted to use the Asian girl as
Right.
the new reincarnate
Yeah,
of the
it's
girl.
cool because you're still fighting the same enemy the whole time. You know, like it's been the
I
same
do
throughout
get
time.
though why they did that, because they did want to ground this movie.
Exactly. Yeah. Less magic
Less
based.
magic,
Right.
because-
More science.
This is like X-Men. It's like two different universes with the same set of characters, to where it's like, here's the game universe, which you have,
Yeah,
and then here's
yeah,
the
yeah,
movie
yeah.
universe, and they kind of should be on the same line, but they're not.
But what they did
so-
touch on that was similar to the game. The airplane was there. It wasn't on the waterfall though. It was in a different setting.
she didn't
She
find
did
the
have the
jungle.
pickaxe, but she got the pickaxe way
That's from the
beforehand.
trailer.
Matthias, they found out that he was bad. Like after a while, they thought he was trusted, and then was it in the first one that they figured out Anna, or was it the second one? I think it was the second one.
It's the second one. You talking about that girl they found out that's part of Trinity?
Well, thanks
Spoilers.
for ruining it. But yes.
Yeah, I was just
And
making sure.
we're here
Well,
to
since
ruin
it's
the whole
already
movie for you.
spoiled.
And the game.
Well, in the
Sorry.
game, spoiler alert.
It's
in
been
the-
5 years.
In the second
Yeah,
game,
yeah, you're-
they find out that Anna, who is Lara's stepmom, is in charge. She's like one of the leaders of Trinity, and she is the one that
Stop
had
it!
Richard Croft killed.
So is
Goodbye.
this movie taking bits from both? Because I never really played the games like heavily. Is this taking bits
No,
from both
just from
games
the
or
first
just from the
game.
first one? Okay. Okay.
That's why at the end of this movie they kind of did the whole like,
So it's
oh,
like,
she's really
Here's
bad.
the thing for the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah, kinda
Okay,
like
I
that.
Okay,
got
I'm
you.
finished.
Finished.
Tomb Raider!
All right, other grievances. Anyone else?
I think they didn't follow. Well, it's not a grievance.
Well, I feel like
I think they didn't follow it as closely to the movie. I mean, to the games because they wanted it to be a standalone movie for
Right.
people who didn't know much.
Not
about
only
it,
that,
to be able to
but
come
it's
in.
that is a very long.
My sweet tea.
Very long.
That's a very long game. Like,
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's
it's
old.
at least like an 8-hour game probably,
And it's
hard
old.
to
Yeah.
fit all that into.
A movie.
And so, like I like what they did in the movie where she like jumped down and she got like knocked into the river, and then she went through the plane, and then she did the parachute, and did that all in like probably like 20 minutes maybe. But in the game, that takes like you do all those separately, and it probably takes like 2 to 3 hours, maybe not that long,
Takes
but it
20
takes
minutes.
it takes a while to
It
get
takes
through all.
20 minutes unless you die.
Dude.
No, I meant like they're all connected in one piece in the movie. Instead of the game, you go through like the plane
It's
scene,
like chapter 3
and then you go
and
through
chapter 4.
like,
right,
takes
yeah,
20
like,
minutes.
yeah, some jungle books before. Yeah,
I don't have any grievances. I like the scene where the boat crashed. That was
Yeah, that was really well
beautiful.
done. That was really well
amazingly
done.
well shot.
That's why you
There's
do
also-
CG at night.
Yes.
Yeah, true.
That's why you do it. Because it looks like that. It
Anyone
looks
else?
great.
We can move on to
No, I was pretty cool with
I
it.
don't
It
think
was
we're gonna do any of that.
Yeah, I would do
the
like
villain was very obvious.
Let's
Yeah.
get on to Easter eggs.
yeah.
Because there were like one.
That's very.
They were like,
Yeah.
what?
What else? Is there any other
The
Easter
crystals.
eggs? References to
Other.
Angelina Jolie?
I was like, this is your department.
I think the only Easter egg was the guns at the end, right?
In the hair.
Yeah, she did do the braid. At the
She
end.
looks a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah, she
she
looks a lot
did.
more Tomb Raider with a braid.
Yeah, I forgot
So,
about that.
but yeah, at the end of the movie, she went back to the pawn shop where friggin' Nick Frost was,
Yeah.
and she bought the Infinity gun. Is that what it was?
The Infinity Cow.
The Infinity Caliber. I'll take 2. Credits.
And I'll take back my amulet.
I like how it was all realistic. Like pretty much all of the stunts, all the jumps, all the everything. Like even like her getting wounded and taking that, like the fight after she gets impaled with that thing is not very intensive. It's a few punches in that wound, and she's more.
They
just
had
kinda
real
like,
liquid water.
Yeah, true.
And she was holding that, like in like scenes where she's just kind of there.
Right.
She's holding the wound because
Right.
it hurts.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
they did,
so
they
it's
did
like there's
actually paid attention to
a
that
lot
sort
more
of thing.
continuity.
They
Yeah.
actually stabbed her in the movie.
They actually stabbed her in
Yeah,
the
she
eye.
was impaled.
Shit.
So you want to hop to it and just rate it?
Yeah, at 12.
Out of
Sid?
12?
Well, we gotta get to you last. Let's start with Joe. To crucify him first.
Crucify me?
Well, you're sitting right there, so.
No, I don't get crucified.
I don't know what that
Out of
has
12.
to do with it.
I don't get crucified.
You're sitting there, so let's put you on a cross.
I'll probably give it like an 8.5.
Well, that's pretty good. That's better than the first two, right?
Yeah. Because it gives her a character.
Yep.
And
AJ.
I do like
sorry.
the like a quick little bit is I do like there's an emotion like when she first kills somebody for the first time.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that was the thing.
Definitely.
Because that's like for like anybody.
She
if I
first
had
killed that guy that
like,
was trying to take her back to camp.
Like I don't think
and
any of us have
she
killed
like
anybody,
drowned
but I feel
him
like it's
and
something
choking him
very
out
like
at the same
emotional.
time.
Like,
Nice job.
Yeah.
Nice job preambling
It
that.
was her
Like,
first
I
murder
don't
and she
think
was, like,
any of
crying.
us have
Yeah,
killed
yeah.
anyone.
it's
It's
like-
possible.
Yeah, it was really brutal and emotional.
Glad I didn't
Yeah.
catch that. I would have like hurt for the rest of my life.
I'd give it like an 8.5, 9, you know, just because it was a good, it was fun to watch as far, you know, like, but I don't know if that's because it's not as dated. I don't know if it's as dated as the other ones. You son of a
Ow.
bitch. You
What?
did. Look at you.
He's wiggling.
He is a wiggler.
Yeah, it was good to have something to watch,
Next
you know, if you're
time,
bored.
instead of folding it in half, we'll put the second
Drape
half
it over.
Yeah.
So
Well, I
we
didn't
got
wanna knock
8.5,
them all
8.5.
Yeah.
Liam?
I'm gonna stick with the 8.5. I think that's a fair.
This is solid.
Yeah, that's
What did I
fair.
give? I gave like the first one
gave-
a 6.
I
the
actually
second one a
liked this
5.
movie.
I give this one. What is it? 8.
No, it's out of
Eight?
12.
Out of
You
12, it
can't
doesn't
figure out
matter.
what it is out of 10.
Oh, okay.
8 to 9.
An 8 is a 9 out of 10? No.
Out of 12.
Yeah.
God damn it. Stop putting math into it.
12 to 13?
Yeah, no, I
We graduated high school,
give it an
guys.
8.5 as well.
Speak for yourself. I'm just kidding. I did.
This was a good movie
I think
by itself.
Yeah, I give it a 9. I like this one the best.
Believe us?
Don't get me wrong, I like Angelina Jolie, but I like that they gave this one
I
personality.
just
I
wish
would-
Angelina Jolie had some flaws, like had some development. She's just a badass.
Yeah.
at
Like,
Yeah.
there wasn't
things.
much meat to this. Like,
But you
it was
know,
just kinda
I
stuff.
like that.
it was
But
just, you know.
I like
Good.
I like seeing baby Laura can't do anything right.
Lara.
Well, you like to see the character develop.
Yeah.
That's the
She
thing.
didn't
It's
kick
like,
that dude in the throat.
with Tomb Raider, it's just like
Like
you
initially.
know nothing's gonna happen to her. Like she's gonna do the Matrix on everybody.
Right.
Like it's like
And I kind of appreciated that she didn't really have a love interest to kind of take
Yeah.
away. I feel like that detracts
Well,
sometimes
she ain't
from
got
the female
time for that,
character-
man.
was
She's
gonna say,
learning to be
it
Tomb
slows
Raider.
down the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then you're like, oh, we
And,
gotta make sure they
even
kiss somewhere.
still, like,
But nobody
I'll
gives a
give
fuck
this an
about the
8.5. It'd be a
bomb
9
fucking-
if it was
fucking
like
all those bitches. Like, yeah, you fuck the bitches, but it's
15 minutes shorter.
Move on, movie.
I think that there's some stuff that was kind of not particularly necessary that they could have sped the movie up a little bit.
Just had a
Yeah.
just an hour and a 45-minute boxing match. That's
Yeah.
all we needed. Just the
Yeah,
whole
right.
movie was
Just the
her
entire-
boxing.
we had
with
the
girl.
entire
It's like
kickboxing
technical
match in that
shit,
movie.
like
The
real
guy
technical.
pretending that's a video game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An hour long continuous shot.
Yeah,
That was
pretty
good.
actually. So that's Tomb Raider. We don't have
Yeah.
any more, do
So
we?
hold on.
Anybody didn't rate?
Yeah, dude.
He said 8.5.
Sydney didn't
8.5.
rate.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Sydney's
Our
last.
Lord, our Lord Raider.
Infinity.
So we had an Infinity plus one, and we had an Infinity, right? And
Yeah,
then
then we
Infinity
had
plus
Infinity
one, and then an Infinity.
Okay.
No, this one's Infinity 8.5.
Fucking hell of an
It's all
average.
8.5.
It's a hell of an average to beat.
I think we've averaged it all out. They're all even.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Unfortunately.
All these movies are exactly as
The
good as
second
each
one got
other.
Less
lower
than
scores
infinity.
across the board, but Infinity plus one bumped
Yeah,
those
it bumped
scores
it.
up.
That's it, man.
So,
Wait,
The
how many-
curve.
You can watch them in any order. That's the great thing about these movies.
Tomb Raider.
thanks for watching.
Bye.
Yeah.
That's the sound
Pet
of
fish.
Jesus.